Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I am thrilled to finally be back on schedule. Continuing my 3-look series using Pat McGrath. I feel typically with Pat McGrath palettes, we buy them, they sit in our drawer, and we never use them ever again. I don't know if it's because of intimidation or we forget that they're in the drawer. Also inspired by the fact that we are constantly bombarded with new makeup releases, and I love buying some makeup. You know me. But also maybe we could shop in our own collection, see what we have, what we haven't used, and create some inspiration using the palettes that we already have and not necessarily have to buy new palettes to create beautiful eye looks. So if you want to roll into this 3-look video, then please keep on watching. Hello my friends, if it's your first time here, my name is Alicia and thank you for coming. Kinky sweat is how I refer to my kinky hair and sweaty life. I am a fitness professional here at NYC, also a huge beauty lover. All classes and things you can find on my website and daily movement musings on my Instagram. I haven't decided what I wanted to do yet. Obviously when I upload this video I would have, since the thumbnail clearly indicates that I'll be setting it off with Bronze Temptation. This is from her Holiday Opulence line where she released 3 mini 6-pan palettes. We were all thrilled to have known that Mother Pat was releasing a new eyeshadow, and I had a hard time deciding which eyeshadow palette I wanted to start with first. I think Bronze Temptation is probably the most user-friendly out of the Opulence 3 because it has the 2 more matte shades, and even though the pops of color are poppy in color, I feel you can get away with this a lot more than, like, let's say Dark Star. And I was contemplating maybe I should start with Dark Star first, but I feel like a lot of people don't have that palette because if you're not into blues and grays and in that color spectrum, then you probably would have not purchased it. Makeup is already on. All products will be listed down below. And with all that said, brows already on, and oh, what is that hair? Oh my goodness. We cannot have that. Lids are prepped with the P. Louise base in rumor number 3. I still haven't decided whether I like P. Louise more or Born This Way more. I feel Born This Way gives me a little more coverage, and I still love how my shadows look. If I didn't have to order P. Louise from the UK and pay $10 shipping for just one primer, then I will probably say, sure, I love the P. Louise, but just from inconvenience sakes, I would go with the Born This Way because this is easier to get and it's fine. There's a lot of noise going on outside today. I am so sorry. It is still better than if I were to just rely on the audio for my camera, but man, like, what is happening out there? I am going to powder down the lid a little bit using my Milk Makeup Translucent Blur and Set Matte and Blur, something like that. As I've been doing with my 3-look videos, I start with a beginner eye, move on to the intermediate one, and then we wrap it up with the advanced eye. Go away. I'm gonna make this as simple as I can. My friend Malini was mentioning how even she was having a hard time applying these shadows just with her fingers. So I'm gonna try to apply one of the metallics with my fingers and see if we can just make it as simple as possible. I'm gonna go in with Provocatrix, which is a beautiful duochrome shadow. It appears like gold in the pan, but when you turn it, it like shifts into something else. It's like, I don't know. Can you be in frame? Thank you very much. See, when it gets on the skin, it shows up like a little more, almost like a light copper shade. And I'm using my finger to pat it down on the lid, but then patting it in throughout the crease using pull down motions to just feather out the edges. And that's it. You can stop right here. You see that it kind of fades into the crease. You could use your fingers more to blur those edges out if you wanted to. Apply mascara and you're done. Let's say you wanted to apply this color on the lower lash line. Then let's take a small shader brush. This is my Wayne Goss number 7 from his anniversary 2. Same Provocatrix color. And now we'll gently just pull it under the lash line so we can have a ring of color, same shade of course, on the lid, crease, and lower lash line. And again, use your fingers in the same way to just feather out the edges of the shadow. It doesn't have to be precise. It could stay like this. The shadow is beautiful, so anything that's left over out from the lash line I think will look really nice, especially if you proceed with some mascara, or maybe you do a very thin line along the lash line and call it a day. I like a little bit of smoke, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm taking my Hakuhoro J5522 with Burning Desire, and we'll use this matte to create a little more definition in the crease as well as a little more smoke. This, I believe, is Pat's lightest matte currently out of all her eyeshadows. I'm using the brush to just pull it out a little bit. If you want to take a little more shadow and do the same thing on the lower lash line and connect it to the top, you're more than welcome to. So now we have a little bit of a point shape. We combine the matte to the Provocatrix shade. We have a little more smoke, and that's basically, if you just follow the contours of your crease and lid, then you're good. Use very light pressure. You don't have to overblend. Get the shadow on there, and you're finished. To add a little pop on the inner corner, then we'll go in with the highlighter shade in here, which is called Celestial. Taking that with my pinky very lightly on the inner corner of the eye, and then you could use the finger to kind of blend it in toward the, not necessarily, well, the inner lid, I should say. We could blend into the inner lid so it could look a little more cohesive. Pull it in there towards the inner lower third as well of the lash line. If you feel you got a little out of hand, you take your shader brush and just carefully sweep the shadow more in. If you want some definition, I have the Ardency in Monster Smooth Rise Supercharged Liner in the shade Coffee. I love this formula. I think it's the perfect shade of brown for very daily friendly looks. And without necessarily thinking about drawing a straight line, use very short strokes and follow the contours of your lash line. Once you've got basically the liner on there, then you can go back to your shader brush or even a pencil brush. Just for consistency's sake, I'll use my Wayne number 7 again. Gently use the tip of your very small thin shader brush to just blur the liner strokes so they could all pull together and look like one line. So now you have a thicker lash line. It's brown, so it doesn't interfere with the eye look too much, and it all pulls it together. I'm gonna use my Shiseido curler. Actually going in with Pat's Fetish Eyes. You basically just press it against the base of your lashes, and that's it. That's all you need. And I think this is perfect for very fast, plush looking lashes. I mean, that's all you need. All right, friends, we're gonna do this other eye and I'll be right back. Here is look number 1 completed, friends, beginner eye. I love how it turned out. I think this is fairly simple to achieve. Even potentially without the matte shade, I still think it could be a beautiful eye just using the metallic shade. Fetish Eyes on both top and bottom lashes. And we have Bronze Divinity on the lips from our Liquid Lost Gloss, of course. Let me know what you think down below. Here is a wide shot of the look. I think it came out beautifully. Fantastic for daily looks, even evening. Why not? If you're not super into makeup but you just need to zhuzh up the eyes a little bit more, then these shades are perfect. If you're a deeper skin tone, there is another matte in here that you can use for definition. Or let me know, if you're deeper than me, how Burning Desire shows up on you, if it's maybe just a light transition shade or maybe more like a blurring shade. Provocatrix, though, I just love on the lid. It has a lot of shine, a lot of dimension, and again, it's like a duochrome color. I don't know what it shifts to, but something's shifting on my lids. And with that said, friends, let's move on to look number 2. I don't know what the heck they're doing down the block, but it is really ruining the audio experience today. Moving into our intermediate eye. Definitely going in with Burning Desire first, and then going in with Dark Paradise to smoke it up. I did put down my P. Louise base, lightly set with my Milk Makeup Translucent Light Powder. We'll first go in with a Wayne Goss number 16. In with Burning Desire. I'm going to build this shade up a lot. I want to create very rich, deep saturation on my crease. Next in, my Wayne Goss number 4. Dark Paradise. Punching that on the outer V first, and then I'll pull it deeper into my crease. I want to get the color down first, and then I'll use very light circular motions going inward so the shade doesn't pull out too far towards the ear. I have to remember the looks I did before because I actually did quite a few with Bronze Temptation when these first released. To make sure I don't repeat myself. Oh, that is absolutely gorgeous. I love Dark Paradise and Burning Desire. It's just like the best. I think I'm gonna keep it like this actually and kind of carve out the lid a little bit and go in with, ooh, let's see, I don't know. Oh my god. I have some, well, you know what? Let me be smart. I'm going to pop out some Rumor 3 P. Louise on the back of my hand to carve out the lid using my MAC 195 brush. Starting on the inner portion of the lid, I'm going to curve in so we have a stickier base to work with. Using my fingers to just feather the edges. I'm not making this very precise. I just needed something for corruption to stick on. And this shade right here, oh my god. It is the freaking best. Taking my Zoeva hello, are you gonna focus on me? Zoeva 234 with the shade Corruption. Definitely duochrome. Oh my gosh, this is like the best shade of life. I'm gonna pat that down. This isn't wet either, friends. This is dry, and look at that opacity and richness of color. Are you dying? I am. Making sure it doesn't go too far in the crease. Taking my Hakuhodo J146 in with Dark Paradise and feathering the border between Corruption and that matte shade. And I'm just lightly taking the bristles in towards this portion so it could better blend. And why not? I'll take that same brush but with Burning Desire and start to build the lower lash line. Taking a little bit of Dark Paradise just to the outer third of my lower lash line, connecting it to the top. What shall we put in here? Well, we could go in. Why not? Let's go into a Provocatrix. Definitely wetting Provocatrix with my Fix Plus. Some Fix Pluses are great and some it's very inconsistent with the construction of the bottle. I feel like when you wet Provocatrix, it really comes out super shiny. And again, that color, it's like a green gold. I think that's what the shift is. Pull it in towards the center of my lower lash line. Going in with Celestial to the inner corner, same brush. And pull out that might have a curve, brush it away. Do I want to leave it like this or do we want to apply a wing? You know what? I'm gonna leave it like this. I think this is really simple, and the smokiness from Dark Paradise I feel as enough intensity where I don't think I need a wing, but you're more than welcome to add one if you like. Or if you just want to use a crayon liner, pull it across the low lash line like we did in the beginner look with the brown liner. Short strokes, brush it together with a shader brush, and you're good. I will definitely apply falsies, so let's do the other eye, get those lashes on, and I'll be right back. Back in with the intermediate eye, and I applied New Balsam lashes in the style White Russian. And here we have fetish eyes on the lower lashes. What do you think, friends? I freaking love Corruption on the lid. I think this is a beautiful shade and it pairs so nicely with the neutral mattes, don't you think? And wetting Provocatrix, I think, kind of highlighted the green gold shift a little more for the lower lash line. Wider shot of the look, what do you think? I freaking love this eye. And I forgot about Los Angeles from Pat's Luxe Trans line. Los Angeles topped with Full Real. I know it's too much to take. Beautiful beige nude lip paired phenomenally with this eye. Let me know what you think down below. Of course, you do not have to apply false lashes. You could just apply mascara. You could do a wing liner as we said when we were close in. If you wanted to just do a simple liner look without the wing, it's easier for me to switch looks when I apply false lashes, so that's the only reason why I insist on doing so. But you can do what you want. You do what you want. Let me know what you think and let's move on to look number 3. Advanced eye. I'm like having trouble figuring out how I want to execute this look. I think I'm going to predominantly rely on Dark Paradise to create the smoke and then do like a little mix between Provocatrix and what is this shade called? Supernova, the green shade. We're gonna get into the green shade now, friends. I already have a get ready with me on my channel using Supernova as the primary lid and lower lash line color, but I'm gonna execute it a little differently today. I think on that video I used Burning Desire to blend it out and not Dark Paradise, if I remember correctly. But let's just carve this crease out first, and I'll start with my Hakuhodo J5529 in with Dark Paradise, and again prepped lids with Rumor 3 P. Louise and set that with Milk Makeup loose powder. I'm gonna start just carving out like I'm gonna do a cut crease, but I'm just making sure I get the shape first because this is a very intense shade. I don't want to go in with a fluffy brush right away because I don't want to lose control of the I don't know, whatever I'm trying to create here. You're so helpful, Alicia. There is so much noise going on, you guys. I am so sorry. It's like the day I could film, that I'm home and could punch out videos. It's the day everyone decides to do construction right in front of my window. Excellent. Taking my Hakuhodo J146, and now we're gonna just further blend out Dark Paradise, make it a little more smoky. Now with my Hakuhodo B142, now pulling it down to the outer corner of the lid, so we're making it more into a distinct outer V shape. Patting it down, filling up any gaps that I might see. If you have trouble doing this wing shadow shape, I find it very helpful, like we did in the beginning of this eye look, to go in with a smaller brush to carve out the shape first and then build from there, because once you have your outline, it's just easier to fill in from there. Whatever leftover P. Louise I had on the back of my hand, I'm taking that with my MAC 195 just to kind of pat down a little more of that primer on the lid. And you see I gotta blend this out a little more. I'm gonna use the same brush to make that happen. Much better, much better. Okay, now we're going someplace. We're going somewhere. Zoeva 234 with Supernova. Putting that where we stop with Dark Paradise, and I think I'm gonna wet it, friends. Let's wet. I want a little more punch, a little more stick, so that's why we're gonna go in with our Max Fix Plus. And now we apply. All right, I'm just taking it to the inner third because that's where we're going to apply Provocatrix. I have my J5529 on standby, just so as we apply Supernova, we could gently blur the edges of the shadow. Taking my Hakuhodo J242, definitely with Provocatrix, and we're wetting in toward Supernova, patting it down and combining those two shades together. So pretty. I'm taking my Sonia Crease Pro and I'm just feathering out the edges of Dark Paradise. So I want this to be a little smoother. I needed a fluffier brush, but not so fluffy that it's gonna build up too high. All right, now we're cooking. Why not? Let's put corruption on the lower lash line. I know it's gonna be real Christmassy, but it's fine. Hakuhodo J242 with corruption, sweating that with the MAC Thick Plus and pulling that across. Being very careful here. I want it to align with Dark Paradise, but I don't want it to pull out too far. Taking my J146, but filling up the gap, so I want this to look a little more seamless. All else fails, always have something like a sponge on hand to kind of clean up any overblending that you might have done, and then you can go back in and fix the shape again. I really love a smoky lower lash line. I'm going in with more corruption, but this time dry, just to smoke it up more. And yes, you guessed it, celestial inner corner. I'm gonna apply a wing using my Perma Precision, do the other eye, slap on some lashes, and I'll be right back. Look number 3 complete. What do you think, friends? Same New Balsam lashes in the style White Russian. We applied a very bold liquid wing liner with the Pat McGrath Perma Precision liquid liner. At first I wasn't sure how this was going to turn out, but I kind of like it. Here's a wider shot of the look on the lip. I have Lust Angeles, but topped with Flesh Fantasy. So I just wanted you to see the difference between Full Real, how it's more beige, and when you apply Flesh Fantasy on top of Lust Angeles, how it gives it more of a rosy beigey tone. And I don't think the eyes look too Christmassy. I think because of the duochrome shade of Corruption, it's a little more character rather than just strictly green and red. If you wanted to, you could have applied Celestial on the inner third and then maybe Provocatrix on the inner corner instead. You could switch those out. Or you could just switch out any of the colors we used on the lid. Maybe instead of Supernova, it would have been Provocatrix on the majority of the lid and then maybe Supernova on the lower lash line. And maybe Burning Desire as the matte wing shade. So not to say you have to use these exact colors in these exact places, but take these videos as presenting outlines, if you will. You could switch up the colors as you like, do whatever you want, mix them up. I really love a metallic lower lash line. I just think it's so much fun, and the reason why I call this an advanced eye is because we had to shape the matte a little bit into more of a wing look. Of course, my friends, let me know down below how you use Bronze Temptation, what your favorite colors are, and we'll take it from there. And that, my friends, is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another chit chat tutorial, get ready with me, or review, or 3-look video. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.